Do you think there's a problem with speedy characters or speedsters in TV, movies, media, whatever it may be? Well, today I wanted to react to a video by Baze Talks called The Problem with Speedsters. I've seen this video in my recommended for a very long time, and it's only been getting more views every single time that I come back to it. So I thought, for this channel, why not make a reaction to it? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, the links for Baze Talks will be in the description. Pin comment down below. Excuse me, I used the wrong OBS scene. Let's watch this video together.
Speedsters are some of the most iconic characters in superhero films and shows, and yet they somehow are portrayed as weaker than the other characters around them.
Yeah, and I would imagine, honestly, oftentimes they should be one of the most strong characters of all time.
For example, Red Rush from the Invincible series. When Omni-Man attacks the Guardians, Red Rush was the only one giving them a fighting chance. Red Rush sees everything in slow motion, and he can think at super speed. Using this, he should have known there was no chance the Guardians or Red Rush himself could beat Omni-Man in a straight-up fight.
Yeah, and then he just zooms in, grabs everybody, takes off, Quicksilver style.
But the worst part is that Omni-Man was somehow able to do this.
You know, I to be honest with you, I never really thought about it like that because you had that problem. Oh crap! I just watched something. Oh, Superman. That's what it was. I don't remember if it was a Justice League movie. I'm not too into DC myself, but you have a lot of characters that are like Omni-Man superhero type, and they just end up grabbing the speedster, looking at him like they're absolutely nothing. But I don't know if that should really be the case. Oof! Oof! Oof!
Red Rush had to have seen Omni-Man reaching and just decided to let it happen because, again, he sees everything in slow motion.
That's the problem with a lot of superhero movies, right? You can't think about it too logically.
He saw Omni-Man reaching and simply pulled his hand back. It was shown earlier in the fight that Red Rush was able to block some of Omni-Man's punches. He could have easily relocated the Guardians and notified Cecil of what was going on, or something. Literally do anything other than what Red Rush did.
Yeah, but the problem is if you also write the speed characters as like they should be, and I didn't know where this video was going to go, but I already find myself agreeing with it. If you were to write them how they should be, and they would be more powerful than anybody, and there would be nothing that Omni-Man could have done, you would have to write the speedster in the place of a character like Omni-Man where he is the antagonist.
Although the Guardians might not have been able to kill Omni-Man, they could have at least survived, especially Red Rush. There's no chance he gets killed by Omni-Man. He could just move out of the way of any attack or just flee the area. Another good example is A-Train from The Boys. A-Train has super speed and has been shown to have speed reaction by getting into Huey's car and seeing Starlight's powers in slow motion. And yet he's constantly bullied by Homelander, and people actually thought that A-Train might die in the latest season of The Boys.
Yeah, but the thing is with that, it's understandable when you have a character like Homelander because he carries so much aura and he's so powerful, and A-Train is obviously afraid of him. Could he take him? Maybe. Could he get out of the way of everything ever? Maybe. But at least that one makes sense to me because of the aura of Homelander.
Though A-Train might not be able to kill Homelander, there is no way Homelander could kill A-Train. Because again, speedsters have super speed and speed react. Anything that is thrown at them, they could see before it hits them and move or run away.
Yeah, and like no matter what you do, you'd never be able to catch them.
A-Train should be untouchable and one of, if not the strongest soups in The Boys. Yet another example is Quicksilver from the Avengers Age of Ultron. How does he even die here? I get he's moving Hawkeye out of the way, but he would still be able to see the bullets coming.
That's a good point. And they did a fantastic job, and I know it's a little bit more popular now to do it, but speaking of Quicksilver, actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first time that we've ever seen it in like a big picture with the way that they handled Quicksilver's scene in the X-Men. Again, not this Quicksilver that's on screen right now, the other one. I thought they handled that beautifully because he sees everything, like all the bullets that are coming. You know, you saw it with the Sonic movie too, and they like everybody's doing it now, but he just like flicks things out of the way. He's having fun. He's dancing around them, and then all of a sudden it's in real time, and you just see like everything going on at once, right?
Could have just moved Hawkeye and himself further away. They did a much better job with Quicksilver in
oh my god. Sorry.
X-Men movies. But even then, he was somehow caught by Apocalypse and got his leg broken.
That always seems to happen.
Apocalypse was able to even comprehend what was happening because as he was getting punched, only a millisecond at most had passed in real time. And then Jean Grey was able to move the platforms Quicksilver was running on. So is she able to think at super speed? It just doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
He was moving so fast that he would have been able to get to her before she even knew what was happening.
And that you can't explain why they're able to keep up with Quicksilver. You can't explain it. Like I said, the only one that can make sense is Homelander.
Characters with super speed should just be untouchable. They can do whatever they want. Realistically, they should be the most overpowered characters in whatever show or film they're in. And if you're going to make a character with super speed not be overpowered, then you have to do what the Incredibles did. They did a great job with Dash. He had super speed, but he wasn't flash fast. He only ran like 200 or 300 miles per hour.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. The Incredibles, you know, I didn't like The Incredibles that much. Don't get me wrong, it's a good movie, but I didn't like The Incredibles as much until I realized like all of these videos that people have made on them, the messaging behind them, and the proper storytelling from it, like building a family, things like that. This is a great piece of art, man.
Which is perfect because he could still be hit and he wasn't OP, but he was still a great superhero. And lastly, we have the CW Flash series. That show could have lasted 1 or 2 episodes a season. And
now, I don't know what happened in this one. I haven't watched The Flash, but I would imagine it's more of the same.
That's it, because the Flash would defeat every non-super speed villain with relative ease. The only characters that would give Flash trouble are speedsters like Reverse Flash and Zoom. Everyone else would be a cakewalk for the Flash. He's able to run up to them, cuff them, and bring them in without them ever even knowing what's happening. And yet they somehow managed to milk 184 episodes out of the show.
What? I did not know there was that many episodes of it. That's crazy. Yeah, he could just take care of whoever he wants. Who's the big baddie? Nero's just have him head right over there and take care of business.
Because they made Barry have the intellectual capacity of a toddler. And then there was the Flash movie that released last year. There were way too many scenes that just shouldn't have happened. For example, when past Flash got shot in the leg, I understand he was young and new to this super speed.
Yeah, you can't get shot in the leg as a speedster. You can't. You just can't.
But he has super speed nonetheless. Him getting shot shouldn't be able to happen. Or at the end of the movie when Barry just decided that they couldn't change the outcome of Batman or Supergirl dying. That doesn't really make any sense. I'm assuming this world had kryptonite in it, so they could just super speed to grab some kryptonite and start stabbing all the enemies one by one. But
like, it's true, but the problem is with these comic book movies, and I think I said this at the beginning of the video, you just can't look at it logically. You can't, because it makes too much sense, and we're there to have a little bit of an escape. You just enjoy when the Flash character, when the speedster gets caught with their arm just like this, and the guy looks at him like that. You just have to sit back and you have to enjoy it, because thinking too much like this will ruin the experience.
Even without the kryptonite, they could have beaten the Kryptonians. The movie showed countless times where they somehow got caught while moving with super speed. Now, I understand the Kryptonians are fast, but even in the movie, they say they're not as fast as the Flash.
Yeah, the Flash would literally have to, like, sit there, look the other way, and just stand there blissfully unaware about what's going on, and then a bullet slowly traveling, and then clipping him in the leg or something. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Now, I know this video is kind of just me ranting, but characters with super speed are constantly disrespected throughout shows when they should be the strongest characters in their universe. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm hoping they show more of A-Train being a powerful character in The Boys, and I'm hoping they come out with something actually good for a Flash movie. But
yeah, I don't know, man, because if they made it realistic, then everybody would just be taken care of. I understand the issue, I agree with the issue, but it might be the only way to do things, because how else are you supposed to write those fights? The character has to get caught. The character has to get shot, right? I think the best way to do it is to have a speedster be the antagonist for once. But even then, how do you stop them? I don't think you can unless you have something that freezes time. That's the next best thing that you're going to get. I would love to know what you think about it, by the way, guys. We talk about movies and shows all the time on this channel, and we did another reaction video talking about How to Train Your Dragon and whether or not Hiccup and Astrid were in a toxic relationship. You can check that video out right here. I would love to have you guys over there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.